What? First of all, thanks for having me. Being around all these great trainers. Just want to send my shout outs to everybody. We have nothing but respect to each other, and it's always been great. If it's competing against each other or just cheering on each other, it's fun. I love this sport, and I know we all love it. You know what? Yeah, I can't wait for this fight, man. It's gonna be one of those challenges for Canelo that he needs to be in his top shape. We know Charlo is moving up 2 divisions, but like everybody's been saying, he's not smaller. He's as big, maybe even bigger than Canelo. Canelo was also a 154 pounder at one time. So, I don't see much of a difference. I'm pretty sure when it comes to fight night, they're probably going to be weighing up around the same weight, because I'm pretty sure Charlo jumps up in weight after he makes weight. So it's interesting. I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight. Won't be a mismatch. So I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Now, Robert, with this fight, from a trainer's standpoint, it would appear as if, when you look at it and people are saying, oh, Canelo's a naturally bigger guy, but when what I see on social media, the little bit that I see out of Canelo training with Eddie Reynoso, I don't think Canelo's taking this fight lightly. I think he realizes he has a very dangerous opponent in front of him, and I think that they are preparing this as if you have to be on your best at all times, because Jermell Charlo does have power, does have speed, and can get it done in a variety of different ways.
Yeah, Canelo, you know what? Canelo, from what I understand, I've never been in his gym or to see him train, but I know everybody says, and everybody that's been around, tells us that he's one of the hardest working men they've ever seen. So he works hard. But let's not forget that, we've seen those type of videos in his previous fights also, where he hasn't looked that great in his last couple of fights. So, it's a big difference from showing a video of, 30-second video working hard to the actual fight. His last couple of fights, that's the only thing that I have to say that I give Charlo a big chance, because Canelo hasn't looked that good in his last fights. I know he said, there was a few injuries, a few personal problems during camps. So let's hope that is the case, because I know I want to see a great competitive fight, and we will. The question is Canelo going to be better than he has in his last couple of fights? Because Charlo will be. Charlo is a fighter. Charlo is one of those guys that is not going to hold back. He's not going to take too many punches. He's gonna fight back. So let's see what Canelo brings. I think it's gonna be a very, very close fight, very competitive. I really think he does listen, but I know he also feels it. You know what? I'm a former fighter, and comes a time where you could train as hard as you can, and you could have your best camps ever. You could choose the best training camp location, but if your body's already tired, your body's already had so many years of camps, so many years of diets, so many years of beatings in the gym, your body's not gonna respond as well. I think he will be in great shape, maybe training as hard as he's ever trained. But when the bell rings, he's already had 18 years as a professional fighter. So I don't think he will have his best performance. Do I think he still performs well? Yes, I still think I still pick him to win the fight, but I'm definitely sure it's not going to be easy, because Charlo is a true warrior, a true fighter, and I wouldn't be surprised if Charlo pulls it off, honestly.
How big of a win would this be, Robert, if Jermell Charlo pulls off this victory against Canelo Alvarez to become a two-time undisputed champion? Did it at 54 and now would be doing it at 168.
You know what? It would be so huge for himself, for his career, for boxing itself, because we need those type of fights. I'm so glad, we've been having those type of fights lately with people unifying, with undisputed champions moving up in weight. I can't, this is the best time for boxing. I think we've had such a great year, and it's just getting better and better. I'm really happy that I'm part of what's going on right now in boxing. Charlo pulling this off, it's going to be huge. It'll be, for him, obviously the biggest win of his career, but in boxing itself, moving up 2 divisions, and we're talking about 2 divisions where we have quite a few weight pounds. In smaller weight classes, 2 divisions, 3 divisions could be 5 or 6 pounds. We're talking about, a lot of pounds. So it's a big difference moving up 2 divisions from 154 to 168. Compared to smaller weight classes. So it would be a great win. It's something that we don't see often, and I'll be, really, really happy for him if he does, because he has what it takes to do it. I think the win would be so big that I'll put him right behind Terence Crawford. I still think Terence Crawford will be number 1, but I will put him right behind him, number 2.
Yeah, good call. And this is the thing that get me with the rankings. If somebody do something that somebody ain't done, and it's a significant win, and the public going forward, and it's pushing boxing forward, he should be there. I mean, you look at the win, the Spencer and what's the name had, that was something great that he done. So what Robert just said, I agree with him 100%. It puts him right up there with him.
Challenge for both of them, and they're both great trainers. I think they're both experienced enough to do what they do best. I think Eddie Reynoso, being that he's been able to compete against some of the best fighters in the world with all his fighters, because he has quite a few fighters. He's experienced taking losses before. Derrick James' only loss was recently with Spence. So I think for him, it was his first time with the big stable that he has. It was the big first time that he really took a loss the way it happened. So I got to say, the more experience in these cases, it has to go to Eddie Reynoso. But this was a great learning experience for James. So I think this is gonna just make him so much better. I think they're pretty even in both when it comes to the training camps, the game plans that if they have to adjust during the fight. I think they're both pretty close. That's why it makes it such an interesting fight, and it's such a close fight that it's really hard to pick a winner. It's going to be one of those fights where both trainers do their best. Fighters obviously are going to do their best. So that's why, we can't wait. It's going to be such a great fight. If Canelo wins by knockout, I think it would be under 8 rounds. Late rounds, I think he slows down. I think he tires out. And late rounds is where Charlo could actually stop Canelo. I think.
That's how I'm seeing it, Robert. That's exactly how I'm seeing it.
Okay, good. I think if it's a late stoppage, it will be in favor of Charlo. But Canelo's got great power also. Canelo could knock him out cold. But man, if it goes a distance, I'd say Canelo by decision.